Welcome, Paul, to the Better Blokes Project podcast, and we'll start off straight off the bat and just give you the go. So what is your one piece of advice, not so much for others, but what do you do to make yourself better, 1% better every day?
Well, I consider life as a gift, and just to appreciate that and people around me and just the situation I'm in every day. That's how I roll.
How do you use that every day? Like, what are your key little triggers every day to make sure that you do appreciate those little things?
So a simple thank you is good, to your loved ones. Yeah, tell them you love them. Yeah, because that's important. My morning routine through the week is just do a lap around the block, warm up, and I just stand and look over the Leven River and just appreciate the space I'm in. Just suck in 10 quick breaths and not that quick.
Don't hyperventilate.
No, well, because I'm appreciating, I guess. Yeah, so that for me is like being in the now and just appreciating that.
Yeah, that sounds very similar to Martin's gratitude, but in a different aspect. Like I think Martin was maybe diving, not to cast any aspersions, but diving a little bit deeper, sort of taking lessons out of it. You sound like you're very much appreciating that moment and making sure that you've just taking it for what it's worth. Yeah,
Absolutely. And it's not hard to do. Yeah, you don't have to look too far around to appreciate something. So
yeah, it's been. I mean, not trying to inject my own stuff on this one, but yeah, we went camping a few weeks ago and I took a nice photo of the sunset at where was it? Low Head, and it was amazing. I'm like, this is pretty cool. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. And that's, whenever you see one of those, you just go, wow, this is amazing, isn't it? Look what this just dished out to us. So, yeah, whenever I see a good sunset, it's like, yeah, happy days.
It's something that we sort of take for granted a little bit here in Tassie, but Australia, like as well. Like if you just sort of think about even just Western society, to be fair, like you look across most sort of countries and there's a lot to be like grateful for or appreciative of. And things like being able to wake up and actually just go for a walk and experience a sunrise, or, be able to just walk back from your caravan or your tent or whatever camping and just see like a pretty special sunset. Just having that actual opportunity sort of available to us is something that's really worthwhile of being appreciative of.
And when you get back, of course, from that walk and your missus is cooking your breakfast, you're even more appreciative. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So it's a good segue. It just, if you're enjoying sort of the podcast so far and you're liking what you're hearing, please consider subscribing and liking sort of where you're at. Be really good. And if you've got anything that you would like to hear on the podcast, let us know. So, Paul, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, tell us a little bit about your, I guess I won't use journey because Toby wasn't a fan of that, but tell us a little bit about your mental health story, or just sort of your story of life. What do you sort of do for a crust, I guess, and what's the reason why, or why did you sort of start considering appreciating the world around?
I've always had work that I've liked, and there's never been a job where I hated going to work, and I do hear that from some people, which is sad, I guess. So I did a trade as a wood machinist, which is making furniture, then left that when I did a trip around Australia. That was about 12 months. Come back, glazier for 4 years, then a joiner for 7, and I've been massaging for about since 2000, so 23 years. And like that job it suits me, it fits me, because I get people come into me, they appreciate what I do, and I get thanked for that. So I think that's a big part of, feeling good about myself, I guess. Yeah.
And a quick plug there for Pathway Therapies there at West Ulverstone. Hands of a god he's got, apparently.
Should have bought the table tonight.
This one will do.
That's a pretty big lane change to go from woodworking and fit and joinery and all that sort of stuff to massage. How'd you scope that one out?
Well, so when I was working as a joiner, the massage therapist I used to go and see was like only 50 metres away across the road. So I'd just go over there, and she got me thinking about the massaging, and she was really good because she was sorting me out. And I thought, right, there's something in this. So I was interested. I said, well, what do I need to do? What are you doing? And so I thought, once you showed me all the books and what's involved, I thought, right, I reckon I'm good for this, because I was keen to do. I think learning's easy if you're interested in it. So, so I did 12 months, certificate 4, and then I thought, well, I don't know enough. And then diploma was the following year. And when I finished that, I thought, I don't know enough. You never finish learning, do you? No. Let's be honest.
No.
Yeah. So, so even to this current date, I'm still fine tuning and learning stuff at work, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Keeps you fresh.
And as a career path, so you've obviously taken a few different paths there and done what you've done, but I'm sure that they haven't been without challenges. If you're happy to speak about some of them, if you have had them, and how that they impacted that level of just, appreciating every little moment.
Yeah. So obviously going back to school at 30, I sucked at school. So I thought, oh, Christ, I don't really want to get back into the bookwork side of it. But like I said, I was interested in it. So if I wasn't, it just would not have worked at all. So, that was a challenge for me, was to find life's balances, I guess, of running a house. You've got your partners, relationships, kids. I didn't have kids back then. They're not 30, or 23. But to try and fit all that in to take that step forward. Yeah, it was difficult to try and make it like a balance. And so, I relied on other people to help me out through that, and that's where I appreciated that, and having good family support, good friend support, and so that's about that, I guess.
It's a bit of that chasing the spark, really, isn't it? Like you not that you're sort of chasing shiny things, but you're sort of following those interests.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I'm sure we've all had that dangled in front of you, and you think, well, what's all that about? Yeah, let's go and check it out. And then you sort of weave your way through, and it's like, well, it's either really good, I want to know more about that sort of stuff, or you just drop it. Yeah.
How was that decision for you? Like, obviously, going from, I guess, having two trades, you went and you'd done your woodworking and then done your glazier ticket as well. So how did you go from coming from, I guess, certainty of income and of work, et cetera, to moving into that space of massage, which is, I don't know, like,
not much commonality.
Yeah, it's not very common. Like, so you weren't, like, how did you know that it was going to be an effective business? Did you go into business with yourself straight away, or work for someone? Like, how did you sort of manage the mental strain of the uncertainty, perhaps, of making that change?
Yeah, it's a pretty good question, because, like, as a massage therapist, you can't. It's not a job you can go out and just do, because you've got to build up strength in your hands, thumbs, and your body would not allow you to go out and do 6 massages a day. So when I finished my training, I was working as a joiner. So I lined up 3 jobs so I could just do massage part-time. Up till then I was probably doing about 10 massages a week, which was like after work or before work. So, yeah, it was a crazy juggling act. I didn't know where I was going, you know, from one job to the next, but I was lucky in the fact that I had a workplace that would enable me to turn up whenever I wanted to. So, you know, that was fantastic. I appreciated that. And they, whether it was 8 hours for the day or just 2 or none, they just give me a job and it was like, righto, that's yours whenever you get here. Perfect. So I could start up my own clientele base. So, and it would have taken 18 months before I could say, right, I reckon I'm probably good to go with being full-time massage therapist, which I never intended to be. It was only a bit of cash on the side. I thought, yep, dodge a tax man. But we're all happy to do a bit of that. But but nowadays, like a clinic, there's 7 of us that work there. So it's been a gradual development at work, and I've always run with the idea of keeping it simple. Yeah, like there's no point trying to confuse the issue. We still run on like paper and pen. We don't have FPOS, none of that sort of caper. Yeah, cash is good.
Yeah.
Cash folds.
It certainly does. But so it's everyone that works at work, they all seem pretty happy. Yeah, I treat them like I would like to be treated, and they appreciate that, and I appreciate that. So it's a real good environment to be in. I'm lucky.
Yeah. So, and that's your business?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how it works is I own the residence or own the clinic, and they just rent a room off me, and we all help each other with all the the little bits and pieces that need to be done, like
The running of it, the admin and sort of stuff.
Oh no, it's more the washing and folding towels.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool.
Because that's all. When people say to me, "What do you do for a job?" "Oh, I'm just a glorified towel washer." That's all I am. Yeah. So, but but they, everyone chips in. They know they've got to help out because it's just too much for one person to do. Yeah, the poor old washing machine just goes all day. It's the hardest worker there.
So like you mentioned therapy, and it sort of got me thinking about the actual role of a massage therapist, and been to a few in my time. One that works at your clinic that has some of the biggest hands that I've ever sort of come across in my life.
I know you're talking about.
He massages your chest from your back. I think.
Yeah, he does.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's pretty heavy.
Yeah, but anyway, so
gotta love him though.
Yeah.
Just in case you're listening, Denny.
Yeah. But where I was sort of going with that was, I know that while I'd been in there, I'd had some really good conversations with Danny, and to be honest, he doesn't know me from fucking bar of soap. So do you spend a bit of your time, unpacking and having conversations with people about, their day, their mental health, what they're going through, that kind of stuff, and how do you sort of cope with those kind of things? Because I imagine there would be some perhaps prickly conversations that come up every now and then, or not so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And what happens in the massage room stays there because, conversation-wise, you can't go out and tell anyone. Yeah, you either use the conversation or their name, never both.
Yep.
And I, quite often say to people, listen, like my therapists that work there, not my therapists, the other guys that work there, we're not counsellors.
Yep.
Yeah, we just got to be careful that we don't cross that boundary.
Yep.
Yeah. So if we think someone needs that bit of extra help, we refer on, of course.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but you're right. We do come across that. It's no different to a hairdresser, I guess. They get unloaded heaps.
Yeah.
And they're more than happy to talk about it, I guess. But if someone comes into for me for a treatment, and they don't say anything. I don't say anything because they're paying for the hour, and I figure, well, they just want to relax, so happy days. So, and I haven't got a problem with that. If they get up and walk out and go, oh, righto, might get a few snores out of them. Happy days. So yeah, it's just once again use that word appreciate, but I have to appreciate what they want out of that treatment. And if it means them just chilling out for an hour and me just eyeing them out, good work. If they want to chat all for the hour, no worries at all. Yep, I'm up for that too. So
yeah, very good. And I think we've touched pretty well on your career side of things, but something that will resonate with a lot of people is probably the appreciation within relationships, and that's within relationships with kids and relationships with partners and family and stuff. So I know, like, on a personal level, we would be close mates, are we? I hope. Sometimes.
Right. You're right. Yeah.
Depends on what
close
day.
enough for a run.
But, we've known each other for a long time, and I was always the naughty little kid that you had to probably smack or give a good iron to, and then as I grew older, you probably encouraged me to do stupid things, and then flog me.
Actually, no, didn't. I used to look at you when you were younger and think, fuck, this kid's crazy. I hope I don't have a kid like this, but I fucking love you, mate. You're a fucking champion.
Yeah, so like on a relationships level, like tell us sort of how you show your appreciation and how you make sure that you are appreciating that in a moment, because there's times in relationships that aren't great, like there's rough patches, but how do you make sure you ground yourself to be able to show that appreciation? Because that's something that I struggle with sometimes. So I don't know whether other people may, and this may be able to help someone out here. So
yeah, well, as you know, I'm probably not the best bloke to ask that question too, because I've been divorced twice. So, but I'll tell you what,
third time lucky.
Oh well. Yeah, the girl I'm with now, she's just amazing. Yeah, I love her to bits. So I appreciate her, and I tell her all the time that, and sometimes you just got to remind yourself that it's not an effort to do that, but you still should do it, So if I'm pretty sure everyone likes to be told, thanks for doing, it could be just anything, making the bed if you didn't do it, so just the little things in life that just tick the boxes. So
yeah, and probably being obvious sounds like obviously voicing your thanks rather than, I probably just sort of, I'm appreciative, but I just probably maybe give her a cuddle or something like that, and I don't say what the cuddle's for or something.
Yeah, and sometimes you do hear that, don't you? It's like, oh, what's that for?
Yeah, what are you calling me for? I was like, oh.
Just because I fucking want to?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There's no more to it.
Because I'm cold.
Yeah. I've had a rough day, all right? Yeah. Bring it in. Come on. Yeah.
But no, that's it is a big thing, and it's something that I don't do. I don't voice my appreciation enough. Cool, you did your job. That's it. In a way, but that's me too. Like I'll just go, I don't expect to say a thanks for doing the dishes or for, tidying up something outside, but you probably should. It's all a team environment, and that's what they're the little things that, oh, cool. Yeah, they appreciate it. Cool.
You don't expect it, but you probably feel good if it did
come.
You
do, definitely. Yeah.
So, why wouldn't other people be like that?
Yeah.
And it's really interesting from an employer point of view. So like day job hat here, like talking to businesses about how to work with young people these days. Like young people these days, that sounds funny coming from a 33-year-old, but young people these days really sort of they need that positive affirmation. They really need that sort of appreciation and that pat on the back to sort of say, you've done a good job. Thanks for turning up.
Speak. They froth on it.
Yeah, they froth on it. They froth on it, and all other fucking kids speak that I don't fucking understand. But I think, just that ability to appreciate even the little stuff.
But not even that. I think maybe the kids are more vocal in getting the fact that they want that appreciation out, whereas us older guys, we're like, oh, we didn't get it, but fuck it, we'll just keep going on and just we don't throw the toys out of the cot. But it's probably still good to get. It's always good to get that appreciation. I know there's blokes at work that are exactly like that. They just fucking they didn't say thanks. They stole me fucking presentation and shit like that. But if they had have just said, mate, fucking brilliant PowerPoint, can I use that when I present that to the board? They would have been like, yeah, no, go for it. And they would have just been that much better for it rather than just snaking it off them.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And well, you know, like you say, kids, they need those moments where you pump the tyres up. They love it. They froth over it, don't they?
Look at us go.
Yeah.
Using the lingo.
Yeah, that's right. They really do. And like the beautiful thing is if you do give a kid some advice and you see them take it on board and they are successful with that, whatever it is, that's just that for me is just a magic moment, I reckon.
It feels pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got two.
Yeah, mine's 4 and doesn't listen to a thing I've said. So,
Mate, I've got a 16-year-old that still doesn't listen to me.
Is he the one that's going to watch this?
No, she.
Oh, all right, she. Righto, cool.
Hey, Molly.
no, but it's definitely good value in that. Those little things of just showing your appreciation. So, yeah.
So can you think of any specific moment that got you to sort of really think, hey, I'm not present. I'm not thinking, I'm not appreciating sort of where I'm at or this space, or is it just something that you've always kind of done?
No, well, I had a light bulb moment when I was in grade 10. Actually, the guy that pushes you through the table, his dad, he was a metalwork teacher at school, and he said, we were breaking up. Back then it was only 3 terms. It was breaking up at the end of term 2, and Mum and Dad had taken us up to Queensland. And Bear Redman, he said to me, Paul, why don't you just wait back here for a minute, mate? So, righto. Fuck.
In stride.
That generally meant, you got a T-square or something wrapped around your ass. It was pretty hardcore. But he said to me, what do you want to do next year, Paul? I said, I'll get a trade, I think. Yep. He said, well, I know you're going up to Queensland. When you're up there, I want you to have a good hard think about what you're doing, because all I'm seeing is you're fucking around in school. Knuckle down for this last term, and that'll give you a good report. And out of that, you'll get a good job. I thought, right. I walked out of there thinking, fuck, what does he fucking know? But I had a good hard think about it. I thought, well, righto, no worries. I knuckled down for that last term, got a good report, I got a job, and I went up and thanked him for it. Yeah, so I guess back then I appreciated the direction of the little bit of time. It was only 30 seconds or a minute. And he changed my perception on school.
And it's funny how that 30-second moment was probably, not to discredit the moment, but that 30-second moment for him was probably a fucking like a non-event.
Oh,
it was probably like it was a nothing burger.
Yeah.
But for you, like that's probably changed your life.
Oh, but it was a drop the mic moment. Absolutely. Yeah. Like looking back on it. Yeah.
And that's for us, we can do that for someone else.
Oh, totally.
Anyone can do that for someone else.
Yep.
We can be the person in the other. We can be your teacher giving you that advice and making that much of a difference, just like that.
Yep. And you can only hope that one of us here does that to someone, and they do appreciate your time you put into them. I know, that has resonated with me. The fact that that Bear took that time out with me. I did some what do they call it when you in grade 6 mentoring? Yeah, like there was a young guy. He had a rough life. His dad had passed away, and his brother had leukemia, and he was sort of the older brother of the family, and he was going off the rails. I thought, someone needs to help him out a little bit, So I did what I thought was helping him out, and then at the end of it, he said, "Thanks, no worries, mate. No, yep, all good." And I wrote a little card for him, and just with a few little little life's lessons that I've sort of passed on, like loose lips, sink ships, that sort of stuff. And I caught up with him. Oh, well, actually, I was out mowing the lawns at work, and he walked past, and he said, "G'day, Paul, how are you?" I said, "Yeah, going all right. How you doing?" He said, "Yeah, going good. Things are good." He said, "You know what? I've still got that car to give me." I thought, oh my God, it did sink in. So that for me was like, wow, this kid, he's, I don't know what he's doing. He said he was making cash. So yeah, it might have been green cash. I don't know.
It could be a masseuse.
It could be. But he looked good, but he did appreciate that time I put in with him. Yeah, which was pretty cool. It's a good story.
That's really good.
That's a really good point, and probably a good spot to leave it for this episode. Thank you. Without us sort of blowing out too long, we could talk obviously for ages, Paul. But thanks, mate, for being on. Really appreciate it. As with every one of our podcasts, if there's been anything that's come up out of this that has been triggering for you, we recommend talking to mates first and foremost. But if that's not cutting it, like 13 11 14 is Lifeline's number. Do get in contact, or also see your local GP. Otherwise, Paul, cheers, mate. Thank you very much. If you've got something out of this episode, please like and share on Facebook, on YouTube, and across all of the major podcast platforms. And we hope to see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Paul.